need to reach a point where we treat art as a profession. My name is Khehla Chepape Makgato, and I'm an independent artist. I've always known that I wanted to be an artist, and this should not sound cliche. Most artists or musicians, when they are asked, when did you realize that you're an artist? I was 8. And it was introduced to me through a primary school art teacher, whom one day walked into the classroom. He found us making noise, and I had expected the worst from him in terms of punishment, because the corporal punishment was still part of the education system. And to my surprise, that poor guy did not beat us up. He picked up the loudest boy in the classroom and he placed them in front of the class, and he made him a model, and he was busy drawing him, sketching. Within 10 minutes, it was done, and he sort of he showed us what he has done. So that exercise sort of mesmerized me, in a sense that I did not expect someone to portray a person to the exactness and the likeness of a photograph. That's where I fallen in love with art. That's where my art journey started. The most dominant subject in my work is women. In my work, I'm not dealing with women to speak for them or to save them, but to celebrate them as custodians of humanity. So yeah, I suppose that sort of the childhood and what I'm doing now, a woman has always been central to my work, in the sense that I was raised by my granny and my aunties and my sister. The focus is also on highlighting the erasure that has been erased on the role that women play. For example, if you look at the exhibition that I did in 2018, it looked at the women leaders, black women leaders of the 19th century, whom the history recorded them in a form of footnotes. They are not really visible. Their voices are not audible. Their voices are being muted. So for me, is that I needed to highlight that, excavate the buried voices, and bring it to the attention of the public. There was a TV program called Mukbani, and it displayed artworks from rural schools. They will display their work with the name of the kid, the artist. So that was the genesis of me really taking art seriously. I remember the morning after my work appeared on TV, my friends would be like excited. The following day I would sneak out to the neighbors who have television set. To my disappointment, I'll not see them. They will show another kid or another artist's work. So I think I only caught a glimpse of my work once. So, but then that thing gave me great hope, and I think it was more of an affirmation that I'm an artist. I was never driven by fame. It was more of an acknowledgement of my talent. I see myself as an artist, and I see my work as an art, as on its own. There are two separate entities. I'm behind the scene. The work is out there. I mean, studying art is very important because it helps you to take the profession seriously, and I mean, to be taken seriously as well. And I always encourage people who come to me and say they want to study, they want to do art, go to school first. Not that the school is the only way to do it, but it's more advantageous because while you're at school, you learn many things. I think it's going to be a long way to go. in terms of professionalizing of the profession, but training is part of that. My lecturer once told me that, I think I was doing second year, she said to me, Chepape, you can't draw and you are not going to be an artist. You're going to be famous. This is her words. You have that thing in you, but I don't think you can make a cut as an artist. And I stood there really disturbed. Like, where does she get the authority to dictate what I could become? And I discussed it with another lecturer, and we concluded that whatever she said was crap. Art is about you coming up with ideas that make people think and see differently. So then I took that as an inspiration, and I'll never forget it. I think it is constantly pushing me to do better and to have my work grow in leaps and bounds every day. And I think that for me is something that I'll never forget, that I was told once that I cannot be an artist, but I will be famous. Of which I'm against the idea of being famous. So I decided to stick to what I can do and what I want to do, as opposed to what she sort of professed I should focus on. My process of creating art is just in my mind, and I go straight to the canvas. I go straight to the surface. Like, for example, if I'm working on monotypes, I'll just go straight on the plate. And if I'm working on a dry point, I'll just go straight and scratch and just be free, as opposed to planning it. And if it doesn't come out the way I want it, I'll just repaint the surface so that I can start again. So my process is more of, I wouldn't say organic, but it's not planned. It's not planned in a sense that it's been sketched in a sketchbook and transfer. I think it's a waste of time. I could have done that thing straight on canvas as opposed to wasting time. So there are tons of works that are, in my view, they are failed works. But at some point they may be lucky that I look at them a few years down the line and rework on them or complete them. So the failed works, or the works that I don't like, I don't finish them.